on, and I said this to people in my family. I was like, now let me ask you a question. If we were in the revolutionary times, do you think you would be a revolutionary? Would you want to change everything and turn everything upside down on this idea of
that could work
or might not
or
work,
end up with all of us being hung or
if it didn't work, well,
being brought to slavery
two different things. If it didn't work, as i.e. we didn't break away from the crown and Britain came back and hung everybody, that's one way. Another way it might not work is that we break free from Great Britain and we win, and then we try this
experiment
experiment with democracy and self-governance republic, and it doesn't work.
Right.
Now what do we do? Now we're going to open to invasion and civil war inside the country. So God, it was a risk.
And we were actually on our way up to Virginia Military Institute. We did a workshop and demo presentation talking about how encouraging the students that were there to develop their own drone hardware and software, because again, not just from a wartime or defense perspective, but from a civilian perspective, I mean, this is going to be the technology that our country and really the world is going to come to rely on, right? And we are far behind on developing it. And man, losing how I was, talking about on the way up there, one of the interns that accompanied us, I forgot exactly how it came up, but we were talking about, a new American Civil War and kind of what the last Civil War looked like, where, Robert E. Lee, I think to most people in the United States, and, I don't know what the teachings of the U.S. Civil War are outside of the United States, but I would say chances are if you were to go put a survey out there and if you ask, is Robert E. Lee a bad guy or was he a bad guy? I think most people would say yes. Yeah, of course. He was the head of the Confederate Army, right? But then if you are asking most people, well, do you think it was possible that Robert E. Lee was the first person that Abraham Lincoln asked to lead the Union Army? And most people are like, wait, no, what? But again, there's just so much nuance that where at the time when we were, not that far removed from each state just being a colony, right? And even at the time as being independent states, yes, united under the United States of America, but there was still more allegiance to most people to their state that was once a colony than actually the country together united. And that was Robert E. Lee's decision that he had to make was, do I represent this union that we're coming to, build up? Or do I represent Virginia, which has been my homeland, that I really seek allegiance to? And that's what he ended up deciding. Right. And I forgot the exact situation, but there's like a brother or cousin that then, ended up serving on the Union side. And like that was the case for many, many, many Americans where you would have family on the other side of the war just because of not just state lines, but just because of previous relationships that you've had. And quite frankly, just because of someone asked you to represent their side before the other side, right?
And you've got families today that are broken because of this political situation. One person's a pro-Trump, the other people in the family are they absolutely hate him. So now they're split.